Hi guys. Okay, so my hair is wet and I just got out of the bath, but I had things on my mind, and before I forget, which I will, I want to go ahead and do a video on this particular thing. So in one of my Facebook groups today, somebody asked if we thought what the consensus was on, without this video getting tagged, let's say those round things that fly around in the sky from galaxies far, far away with beams on them from other galaxies or worlds that aren't human. So they were asking if we thought those came from the water. Well, there's tons of reports of those things flying in and out of the water. They come out, they go in. If you've done any research, you can see tons of reports on that. So the one thing that it always brings to my mind is that yes, there are reports of that. Two, if you're a Christian and you don't know this, you need to know this so you're not deceived later on that they are not from another galaxy. They are fallen beings, demons, not what you see on TV shows coming from other worlds. No, these are fallen ones, and they if we go back to Genesis, we see that the darkness was on the face of the deep, and the word deep is actually an entity, and it actually says face. Right? Darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God hovered over the water. So God, the Spirit of God, came and hovered over the water. So if we see in the very beginning, it says the earth was without form and void. Well, God doesn't make things without form and void. I think there's a verse in Isaiah that says he made it to be inhabitable. So without form and void, if you look at the Strongs, it means it's like chaotic. So you get the feeling that something happened and there's already water here. There's just no form to things. Everything's in chaos, and the Spirit of God hovers over the face of the deep and says, "Let there be light." And John tells us that Jesus was there in the beginning when that happened, and that God said, "Let there be light," and the darkness comprehended it not. So they didn't know what the plan was. And Jesus is a lamb that was slain from the foundation of the world. That's just what it is. We know Leviathan, right? The chaos dragon, the goddess. She is been bound in the water. Job talks of Leviathan and actually even says, the Lord says that he shut the doors of the sea. We see Jesus walking on the Sea of Galilee. What does the Bible tell us? That he will tread the wicked will get trampled and tread underfoot. And Jesus did that. He trampled underfoot the sea. He walked right across it. He also tamed it, right? And nobody else can tame these things but the Lord Almighty. He tamed the sea, and he walked across it with authority. He had authority over it. The sea kept trying to stop Paul throughout all of his excursions trying to preach the gospel. There were sea storms, shipwrecks, but nothing would stop him because he was under the protection of the Most High God. Yahweh was protecting him. He was going to get the gospel to the nations, right? Come hell or high water, so to speak, right? Pun intended, because that's what it is. Even if we look like past the seas and we looked like to the River Jordan was parted, but also the Red Sea was also. And the Egyptians, God said he was going to war with the gods of Egypt, and the Egyptians were worshiping charity gods, or chariot gods, and plague gods, and sea gods. So, I mean, there you go. So we do know that there are some very high religions out there, religious organizations, I should say, that say they will baptize these things. And they have even gone as far to say that they would rewrite the gospel. Not kidding. They said that. They would rewrite the gospel based on these things. So when these things come, it's not when, or I mean, it's not if, it's when. And they say we were seated here. Or, right, if they tell you there's a Christ, do not go. If they say that, their blood is the answer to all of our problems, all of our sicknesses, all of our diseases. No, Jesus's blood is. I am the God who heals you. Whatever it is, do not be deceived. Do not be deceived. And I think this is important to talk about right now. I didn't really want to go into this topic on this channel, but seeing with all the reports that keep coming out and they keep pushing this agenda, it's in TV shows, documentaries, it's on the news, they're just releasing all kinds of information that I thought maybe I better, especially since somebody brought it up today, and give my viewpoint on it, because I guess knowing what I know, I would hope to teach, I guess, or at least not really teach, but I guess distribute this knowledge, this information, so that others are aware of it and they are not deceived when these things come about. So that's all I want to say on the matter. That is my video for today. I quickly just ran out and did this in a hurry while all these things were on top of my mind. All these thoughts were just spinning around in my head, and I'm like, I gotta get them out now before I lose it. You know how that goes. All right, so we'll see you, probably tomorrow. All right, so be sober, be vigilant, and God bless.